This is get your popcorn ready or get your Raisinets ready there, Brad. Bills Dolphins in Buffalo is really going to be one of the best games of the week. But since we're on this wild talk right now, before we get into actually talking about the game, Tyreek Hill's had a great season so far, but he also then is not afraid to say some outlandish comments, including his recent one, what he would possibly do post NFL career.
Yeah, if you had to guess what Tyreek wants to do after he's done football, it probably would not be this. Listen to this.
You're going to be all over, huh? You're going to be on TV, everything. Huh?
Nah, when I retire, bro, I really want to be a porn star, though, bro. Like, dead serious. Like, you think I got that? No?
Nah, I mean, it's whatever you want, bro. I don't got an opinion on that.
This awkward silence, hold on, is so hilarious. It's just a blank stare.
No?
Why do you? I mean, I'm not even gonna ask why, but like that's Tyreek Hill for you. Wants to be a porn star when he hangs his cleats.
You know what I love that? I think in the comment that you hear right after, it's, well, if you want to do that, bro. You know, something like that. It's like,
I don't have
hey,
I don't have an opinion on that.
Hey, supporting your buddy. You know, that's I guess all you're gonna say. You know, Tyreek.
What is he supposed to say? Oh yeah, bro. Hell yeah, do your thing. I mean, maybe that's what he's supposed to say, but he's just like the awkward silence, and he's just staring into the camera and it was a solid 5-second silence, and it was just like, no, and then I don't have an opinion on it. Like that was hilarious.
Hey, you know what? When things are going well, you know, and I'll be honest, you know, if someone would someone give him a chance to?
Oh yeah, somebody's gonna give him a.
Talk about give that man a contract. Someone will give him a chance to get a contract. It's not going to be me. It's not going to be Brad. But I guess when things are going so well too, you know, hey, why not say how I guess you feel?
He's going to Mike Tyson it up. That's going to happen.
Well, hey, dude, I mean, when you're balling out and you have 412 receiving yards in 3 games, 25 catches, and 4 touchdowns to start the season, I think you can probably do what you want or say what you want respectfully. And this was all in good fun and him being goofy, or maybe it's serious. Who knows? However you want to take it here. But
he scored. I don't know if you saw the clip where he scored a 54-yard touchdown running a wrong route. And Tua didn't even know what he was doing. He just threw the ball up. He grabbed it and ran for 54 yards, touchdown. I don't know if that's just how good the Dolphins are or how bad the Broncos are. That argument can be for another day. But, man, like this team is on absolute fire. I love Mike McDaniel, even though he didn't kick that field goal. I still think he should have. But how can you not love the Dolphins right now?
I mean, they're playing some fantastic football. And actually, to me,
historic football.
That is what they did last week, you know, can't describe again how phenomenal that offense is. Tua is playing on a different level. And actually right now, Tua is now the favorite in Vegas to win the MVP award. And we talked about it's Patrick Mahomes too. And I know you said the point about, well, why is Mahomes so high? Well, it's because Mahomes, they're doing it by track record, right? Mahomes, they think is going to be in the race at the end of it. He always is. He's the best quarterback in the NFL. But Tua has been unbelievable to start the season. And it's so great to see because especially a lot of people have that thought in their mind of him, the injuries last year, the concussions and his body not holding up. And everyone was saying, well, that's why it's not going to turn out well. And all Tua so far has done this year is thrown for over 71% completed 71% of his passes, thrown for over 1,000 yards, and has 8 touchdowns in the first 3 games.
3 games, 1,000 yards in 3 games. That is just wild.
He's balling out.
That's wild. I mean, that's like Dan Marino type numbers, man. And it does concern me because we did see those injuries last year, and the way that Tua hit the ground on multiple occasions last year was really concerning. And so you do have to wonder, like, is it a ticking time bomb? Are we just waiting and holding our breath for the moment where Tua takes a hit like that? And does he get back up? Because, you know, if he doesn't, then we could see a similar type of situation that we saw last year with the Dolphins as far as a team is concerned. And then you start to wonder if they are favored to win the division or even go deep into the playoffs. So that's my biggest concern. I know that, you know, that's kind of bandwagony, but I do feel like that's it's an argument that you can't make. If he gets hit, if he gets hit hard, his head hits the ground similar fashion that we saw last year. Like, how long of a recovery does that end up being? Especially since you're more susceptible to concussions after something like that.
Yeah, I mean, right here, Rick says, I'm just afraid of Tua getting hurt, right?
I think everybody is.
And that's the worry. Everyone's seeing that on national television last year in the moment of
twice.
Yes. And it's scary. It's traumatizing, but you love to see him bounce back.
Yeah,
you
for
love
sure.
to see him be able to go out there and play and compete. And it felt like for so long he's been criticized in his career. Take out the concussions. Tua has been criticized for all the reasons of injuries and then everything that happened with Brian Flores and back and forth with Ryan Fitzpatrick on who's the quarterback. And, and all of a sudden, then Mike McDaniel comes in, and then you see Tua just become unlocked, and the confidence keeps growing. Obviously, having Tyreek Hill helps. But for this game specifically, we talked about earlier in the previous game that the Cleveland Browns were the top scoring defense in all of the NFL as far as allowing points to their opposing offenses. Buffalo second at 11.7. So this Buffalo defense has played extremely well. The biggest question is going to be really is who's going to take care of the ball more efficiently. In this case, Josh Allen, ever since that first game where he had the 3 interceptions, the fumble, he had 3 touchdowns against the Raiders in a rout, and then against the Commanders, 1 touchdown, 1 pick. But they were in such control. The defense took over that you didn't know. So it's really going to be what Josh Allen are you going to see this season?
Yeah, he's got 720 yards, 5 touchdowns, to your point, 4 interceptions. QBR is at 69.2. He's tied with Jordan Love in QBR. So, really big bounce back. I didn't take the stats out of the first game against the Jets, but I feel like if you take those out, he's still looking like he's the regular old Josh Allen. And so I am excited. I wonder if this is going to be a high scoring game. I really don't know. I don't know if it's going to be a high scoring game. You kind of want to lean that way just because of the way that both of these offenses have been playing. But what if the defenses show up in this game? I think just because they know each other so well that could be a thing. What's the points on this?
The points on as we look it up.
It is 53.5.
And hey,
could easily take the over on that.
And then I could also see, and I could still see it being under, but I will say this: in the last 2 meetings that they had on December 17th, Dolphins, Bills, it was a really entertaining game, 32-29. The Bills beat the Dolphins. And then the playoff game without Tua, the Bills made some noise. It was a close game. 34-31 was the final score in that one. So obviously points are at a premium. Teams that are familiar with each other. I feel in this case, I think the Dolphins have a better chance if they're able to put up more points. Like in a slugfest, I think I trust the Bills just because of that, the defense and Josh Allen, even when it's ugly football, he uses his body more than any other quarterback.
Yeah.
So I still like that style. The biggest thing for him is, can he protect the football?
Can the Dolphins contain Milano?
And that's going to be a very interesting part. And just for context here, it's been really tough for Miami going to Buffalo. And if we're looking over their last games there, since 2018, by the way, since December 2nd, they've only beaten Buffalo once.
At home.
And it was at home, and it was last year in September when the Bills had made some mistakes, and the Dolphins closed out the game. And that was a 21-19 slugfest, very uncharacteristic.
Yeah.
What we thought of the Bills. So this would be a huge game for them to win. And even that game they won back in 2018 was also in Miami. You're going to have to go back to winning in Buffalo to 2016.
That's crazy.
So that's why I'm saying
those are all terrible teams, though.
Right, but the point being is going to Buffalo is a hard place to go win. Sure. And for Miami, as great as they're playing, divisional games matter even more and they're more challenging. I think it's the Dolphins' time to rise above, but I still think that Buffalo is going to remind people that they're in it to win it.